Hey man, thank you guys for watching the content, watching all of the interviews. Make sure you like, subscribe, and also leave a comment, man. Vibing with Vito. Just take 1 second out your day and leave a comment, like, or subscribe. Let's get back to the interview. Okay, we live in the crib, Vibing with Vito. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on the YouTube at Vibing with Vito. Also follow us on the Instagram at Vibing with Vito. You already know the slogan, we vibrating higher. And today, I got my partner in the building, man. Introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Mongo. You can follow me online everywhere at Mizzo is legit. Mizzois legit. Mizzo is legit.
For sure.
Thank you for having me,
man.
Peace.
Come on, man. Peace. Hey, man, thank you for coming, man.
Absolutely.
Everybody that sits on this couch, I have the honor to ask them this question. Now I have the honor to ask you. How big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail?
I mean, beyond the moon and the stars. I mean, beyond our galaxy.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to know what else is out there. What, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going for everything. More than what Mike Jack had.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you this, like, cause I always kind of ask them this too as well. Like, how do you look at or define the word failure? Do you look at that as like it's over? Or do you look at that as like it's starting something? Like, I tried and now I see where I can go, how far I can go.
No, I'm absolutely not. Like, for me, there's no such thing as failure. It's all a learning experience. So
Facts.
I'm looking at things that's transpired as a way for me to do better, improve, move forward, and keep pushing accordingly.
Yeah, facts.
So no failure is not an option.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't operate like that.
Yeah, I don't operate like that neither. Not
Yeah.
great answer. So you grew up in Boston, right?
Absolutely, yeah, Roxbury.
That's hard. You were very influenced by like R&B and like soul legends and stuff like that. How did
Indeed.
those early influences shape the sound of your like storytelling and different things of that nature?
I always tell people that the biggest difference, in my opinion, with Southern music and Northern music, because we all listen to the same type of stuff, we consume it differently. Here, it's bass, it's riding in the cars, you know what I'm saying? Up there, we riding in the subway with the headphones, you know what I'm saying? So like, it channels how we consume the music, but also the music that we put out. Unless, you know, the newer kids nowadays, they got the internet who they're exposed to everything. But growing up, that's exactly what it was. You know, like listening to the old old soul music, not really Southern soul, but old soul music, listening to different artists who were like digging in the crates, quote unquote, and creating that soul sound before like Kanye brought it back.
Okay.
Really inspired me for real.
That's dope. So take us back on the journey. You know what I mean? So you said Boston, Roxbury, right?
Yeah, Roxbury.
Tell us like a typical day in Roxbury, you know what I'm saying? And how did your area kind of like shape you into the man that you are today?
Well, for people who don't know, Roxbury is, I call it the big three in Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan was like the main areas in Boston where most of the black people are at. And then you have a few other areas like Hyde Park, some black people in the South End and things of that nature. But a typical day would be like any other day, you know, riding on the subway, hopping on the bus, hollering at a chick, you know what I'm saying, getting a slice of pizza. You know, I mean, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. So the price difference was really different in the things that we was always outside, you know? Yeah, so a slice of pizza and a can of soda was $1.50.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
I miss life like that. I miss when shit was like that cheap.
Yeah, so that'll be a regular day, you know? We got this thing called, in Roxbury, called the MDC pool, like the public pool. But if you didn't make it up to the MDC pool, you know, we just popped the hydrant and just let the water come in the street and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just regular. You know?
Right. That's dope. That's dope. Like, okay, so like in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like we can literally like pull up to any hoods. We used to do the clubs, you know what I'm saying? It was heavily like influenced by like dance music and stuff like that. What was the nightlife like, you know, growing up in Boston?
Well, even to this day, I'm not a club person.
Okay.
I'll go if I got to handle business.
For sure.
You know, like, so I'm not a club person at all. But back in the day, I definitely was getting busy with my homies on the house parties.
Okay.
Heavy. Like, so we had house parties. We go to different neighborhoods and stuff like that. We party and you know what I'm saying, in the house, different neighborhoods. just regular stuff. You know, I was grown at a young age. You know, I got my first tattoo when I was 13, 14. You know what I'm saying?
Your mom ain't say
like,
shit?
nah, like,
Nigga,
you know,
but
like,
I was hiding my shit.
yeah, nah, like, you know, so I got it, you know? So like, but also growing up in the city and being around so much, we were just exposed to different things that other cities probably weren't. You know what I'm saying? Because like New York is right there, you know, Jersey. You know, you can hop. There was a bus called Fenghua. Round trip New York to Boston was like $24. One way, $12.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I would hop on the bus and go out and spend time in New Yiddy. You know what I'm saying? Come back, and that exposed me to more at a young age.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
facts. So going to New York, what was like intriguing about New York that you wanted to go to? Because I like Boston is like the shit too. Everybody that I meet from Boston, like they say the same shit. Like this city is great. You know what I'm saying? So what intrigued you about New York?
Well, I'll say this: Boston is a small city. Boston isn't even bigger than Brooklyn, for real, for real. It's dense.
Everybody love it though.
Yeah.
Like everybody I talk to.
The people from Boston, that's how we talk about Boston. But people
Okay.
who not from Boston is not going to tell you that. That's just the truth.
Okay.
We love our city. I got it tatted on me. We take pride in our city.
Facts.
Most people you gonna meet from Boston don't leave. The only reason I left is because there's no music industry there for real.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would still be in Boston because I
Facts.
love Boston. That's where
Facts.
that's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, Atlanta's more. I've been here since I was 18. I've been here for a long time.
We're gonna talk about that too.
But there's no comparison between Boston and New York. New York is its own monster. I love New York. I don't really rock with a lot of New York sports teams, mainly the Yankees. But
right.
yeah, there's no comparison. But Boston is its own monster in itself, mainly because you have to be smart moving around the city. You know, like segregation is a very much so real thing. You know, like
In Boston, like
yes, heavily segregated. You know, you have to like our streets don't have numbers. Our streets are like avenues. You know, this project is might be teamed up with this project, beefing with that project, but everything's so close. You can go down the street, you in somebody else's hood and don't even know it. You know, and it's not about colors. You know, like it's about
hood, your territory.
Yeah, what neighborhood you from. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just different. But that's what I love about it. Like no other city can come in and influence our culture.
Okay.
No, that is just not. There's only a couple other cities I know off the top of my head that's like that. I think like the Bay Area might be like that on the West Coast.
Facts.
Boston is like, I think Milwaukee might be like that a little bit. But Boston's definitely like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we have our own culture, our own slang. Like we say on dogs, we say, you know what I'm saying? Chips and like just stuff that other people wouldn't know that we talk. We talk like.
Facts. Let me ask you this, and this is like an off question though. Like, but y'all big in seafood in Boston?
Oh hell yeah! But,
okay, this crazy because like I was born in New Orleans, so like that's where my roots is. Like I'm really from New Orleans, but I was raised there. But like I'm looking at it because like I ain't really leave the South. Like you know what I'm saying. So I'm looking at it like nigga, we the home of the seafood. You know what I'm saying? New Orleans. Then when I met somebody that lived in Boston, like nah, bro, like. We get busy when it comes down to seafood. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I would say yes. Heavy because we by the ocean right there, right?
Right.
But I don't think it could hold a candle to Louisiana. I'm just keeping it a buck.
I'm just keeping it real.
I'm keeping it a buck because we don't like, all right, make no mistake about it. Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, Hyde Park, these areas within Boston, it's black. You know what I'm saying? Black, Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Cape Verdean, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, whatever. But Boston's a white city, B. That's just how it is. It is. It's a white city.
Damn.
So white folks ain't seasoning like I'm seasoning down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
Like you can come to Boston, you can find some stuff in our area. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to be like an abundance.
Of it, like
like you know,
that shit all day. Yeah, facts. I got a slogan that I always say: "Purpose over popularity."
Yeah.
When I say that slogan, how can you make that resonate with your life?
Well, for me, that goes back to something that I say that's like kind of in the same line: purpose over popularity. It's like kind of like setting the standard by setting the example.
Facts.
You know, like you want to walk in your purpose. You want to, set the standard that you live by, which you go by, and hopefully things follow. the battle that I have, and I don't know if you might have that, is you expect people to treat you how you treat them.
That's fact.
Sometimes it's not reciprocated, right?
That's big fact.
So I just got to remind myself with that. But I like that slogan though.
Yeah, for sure. You started off writing rap lyrics at the age of 8.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you still draw from like the same creativity from like your childhood and stuff like that, or has your writing process like kind of like changed? You know what I mean?
Nah, hell no. I write. I'm a writer. I love to write.
Okay.
I like to write for other people. I like to write. I don't write pen to pad no more. I do it in my phone.
Yeah.
But it's still the same. Like I think that
you don't punch in. You don't be doing the punching.
No, I don't do the punching.
I love punching in.
I don't do the punching. Like the reason why I don't do it is because the writing, it makes it seem a little bit more real to me. Like bringing it, you know what I'm saying? Because how I do it is this: I'm not a late night studio person. That's the first thing. I treat it like a business, 9 to 5. So if I don't finish a song by like 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'll get back to it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do something else. You know, because like the idea is flowing. But if I have something that's inspiring me in that moment, it doesn't matter what time it is. I can write a whole song and be done with it. You know?
Facts.
Or somebody say, "Hey, I need a verse. Can you give me a verse like an hour, 2 hours?" Like, yeah, I got you. I have it done, record it, send it back to you.
Facts.
I don't like to keep people waiting, but my process for writing has always been the same because I just enjoy writing.
Yeah.
Like I was that dude in school. I would get paid and I would hustle while writing people's papers. You know what I'm saying? Because I enjoy writing. I love to write.
Bro, my homeboy was like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got paid for it, but I think he just goddamn liked to do it.
Yeah, like, I love to write, yo.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. So we're gonna shift gears. Dropping out of high school to pursue the music, that was a bold move.
Yeah.
Right? What was going through your mind at that time, and how did you find the courage to make that decision?
So what's not being said is from 3rd grade to 8th grade, I kind of went to like a magnet / private school, charter school, whatever the case may be, downtown in the city of Boston, called the Boston Renaissance Charter School anyway. And by the time I got to 9th grade, I went to public school, like where I had to you sign up, you pick like 3 schools and you get to go to the school that you want to go to. So when I got to the school, East Boston High, we didn't have to walk in a line. We didn't have to wear a uniform. Like from 3rd grade to 8th grade, I said an affirmation before every class. You know what I'm saying? Like stand up, you say affirmation, like how you say the Pledge of Allegiance, but before every class we said an affirmation. So like that discipline was gone. You know what I'm saying? So when I see that the teachers didn't care and that they was doing stuff that I was doing in 7th grade, I was bored. And also I was exposed to a lot in that school from 3rd grade to 8th grade. I had drama classes. I was doing commercials on TV. I was doing a whole lot of stuff. We had music classes. There wasn't any of that up at Eastie. It was primarily like a sports school. So I just more and more started going to New York. Eventually just led to me dropping out.
Damn.
Yeah.
So okay. So all right. And that was, thank you for explaining it that way, right? So going to New York, like again, it brings me back to what we were saying. Like, what was it about New York that you know what I'm saying, that you felt needed to be there?
It was Harlem. I love Harlem. You know, the energy in Harlem is just different, and I think that I have kind of like a bias towards like a lot of MCs from Harlem. Because my favorite rapper is Big L, and he's from Harlem. So that kind of intrigued me to start visiting Harlem, checking it out. And when I started like going by myself and dating chicks who was from there and stuff like that, like I just started, you know what I'm saying, spend more time up there, and end up dating a chick from Mount Vernon, but that's a mess. But
we'll talk about that on part 2.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. Then I just started branching out, going to other places, you know. But really, it was being uptown, yo. That was the energy uptown is just different. Yeah, fact. You know, like every borough and area is different, but like uptown is just something else. Yeah, facts.
Then you moved here at 18, like you were saying. With no family, no friends. That's a big risk. Like you know what I'm saying. A lot of people wouldn't even have the courage to do that. So I commend you on that. What was the welcome to Atlanta moment that made you feel like you were finally on the right path?
I mean, really, the first time that I got here, like the very first day, I was it was kind of a culture shock a little bit because I haven't been down to Garnett Station in a long time. I haven't even driven by there. But when I moved, it was under renovation. I don't know if you know that.
Like everything,
That whole area was like under renovation. So that's the bus station for people who don't know.
What
out
year
here
was
in
that? My bad.
This had to be like 05, 06.
Yeah, facts. It definitely was. That's like when gentrification and all that shit really started. You know what I'm saying?
So I pull up off the bus and I don't got no money. Like I literally had left Toronto, was in Boston for a couple hours, got a ticket and turned around and came straight to Atlanta. But I wanted to come that bad to check it out because I kept seeing Atlanta on TV.
Facts.
Like all these niggas is pop. Let me go see what's in the water down here. What's going
facts.
on? And because I was working for Greyhound at the time, that's how I was getting the tickets to travel for free.
Mm-hmm.
The manager at the bus station at the time, I don't know his name, otherwise I would show some love.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, "Oh, there's a hotel up the street that everybody who works here, we get to stay for free. The Castleberry Hills Hotel it's a black owned hotel. It's still there to this day."
Facts.
And he was like, "I'm gonna call up there and get you a room." And he was like, "Here, take a couple $100. That hospitality was like, yo, this is where I need to be. Like he didn't know me from nothing. You know what I'm saying? But when I came down, I was smart. I was wearing like a nice blazer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come in like my street shit. You know what I'm saying? So I looked presentable.
Facts.
I looked approachable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he saw me hover around the station. He was like, "Yo, you got some place to go or whatever." You know what I'm saying? Because we got to let people out to clean up, let people back in. And I explained it to him. I was like, "No, I'll just come out here and check out the city." And I was like, "But I work for Greyhound." And he was like, "Oh, you could just go stay over here."
Damn.
So that's how I stayed. And then I was here for like 4 days, went back to Boston, and packed up my shit, and I came.
Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You founded MGE Records.
Yeah.
That's dope. And later launched the Sky Life Club.
Indeed.
Which hold on, and you're also songwriting, you do media, all of that stuff like that. What inspired you to create your own like infrastructure instead of like going and just signing with somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I don't like to wait for nobody, and also I like to be self-sufficient. You know, and going back to why I came to Atlanta, that's what intrigued me. I saw so many people doing it independently, and that's what I wanted. Back up north, everybody was chasing deals. Nobody wanted to really like do like what Big Oomp was doing, or you know what I'm saying, like Rap a Lot or any of these small labels. You know what I'm saying? Like people weren't really on that type of time. But that's what intrigued me about the South. Like there was, you know, the Cash Monies, the No Limits.
Facts.
Like I said, Big
Suave
Oomp,
House,
all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that's what I want. I don't give a fuck about these labels. If I learn it and I do it myself, it's gonna be better. And I don't care how long it takes. So coming out here and I saw how there was other people moving. Like I remember early on, I used to go to the Peacock, and I remember seeing
the Peacock for people that don't know about the Peacock, like, bro, you can really get your career popping out there. You know what I'm saying?
That's how long. I've been here for a long time.
Yeah, you definitely have. Nigga said the Peacock. I'm like, okay, he from Atlanta a little bit.
So
like,
I remember seeing artists who blew up at the Peacock.
Young Jock,
Young Jock,
he blew up at the Peacock.
You know what I'm saying? Going to the Atrium. You know what I'm saying? Just different places and just seeing how people were moving. And then I started to see that there's a difference between being involved in ATL culture and being the outsider thinking that you involved.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because for a while, the first few months of my first year here, I was an outsider, not understanding. Like, but there was different people who like loved me in and brought me in and told me, nah, this is how we do it over here.
Mm-hmm.
We going over here to the east side. We doing this whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah, facts.
And I was just primarily moving downtown, not knowing like,
dope. On
the west side, is this popping?
He was in the right spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? With the underground and all that shit like that. You was in the right spot, though.
Yeah. So.
That's dope. But you have worked with some major names like 88 Keys. He collaborated with Kanye West and Mos Def and stuff like that, right? With Kanye West being such a pulverizing figure, what are your thoughts on separating like the artistry from the person? You know what I'm saying? With him, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I never worked with 88 Keys. I met him when I was like 13 and a half, 14.
So you met him?
I met him, yeah. Okay. I kicked it with him one time, but it was like a memorable moment in my life. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I met somebody who was going to Northeastern University. She was working at the radio station. Me and my homies used to go up there and rap all the time. Okay. She was cool with him, and she was like, y'all are dope. I want to take you to Jersey to meet my homie 88 Keys.
Okay, so it was the connection.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah, so she took us out there, went to a spot in Jersey City, and that's when I learned, like, because I had a conversation with him. You know, we chill, we play Monopoly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, that's something that's memorable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Did you win though?
Nah, I didn't win.
Right.
And it was a whole bunch of music industry people, and it was just a flash to see what my life was gonna be like, and I'll never forget that. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So, but yeah, to answer your question, like, about, you said polarizing.
Yeah, like Kanye's a polarizing figure. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I know 88 Keys kind of worked with Kanye and stuff like
Yeah.
that too as well. Like, so I was asking, how do you separate, like, even when you meet people or even people that are like idolized, how do you kind of like differentiate the person from the music?
Oh, well, for me, I've met a lot of stars. I'm the same. I treat them the same. Like, I don't.
Facts.
If you leave a look at my Instagram, I'm not really the one that really be taking pictures with people and stuff like that.
It's cool to take
Yeah.
pics though.
Yeah, it is.
The other day I met BG.
Yeah, I saw
lie.
that. I
ain't
saw
gonna
that.
lie, like,
But, like,
I felt good about that.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
like, nigga, I grew up on BG.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I met somebody who I was really inspired by.
Who's your favorite? Let me ask you, who's somebody you look at like you like, damn, this my guy right here.
I got a few of them. Luda, Cam, Jay, Nas.
Have you met any of them?
Nah, I haven't met any of them.
All right, so for me, when I met BG, I'm like, nigga.
That was that moment for you.
I'm like, nigga, anybody for Cash Money. I met
Yeah,
Baby when I was 11.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember how you treated me. I'm one of those people like, it's like, if I look at you on TV, I think of you this way, and then when I meet you, I will want that interaction to be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody that I met from Cash Money was dope, but I never got a chance to meet BG. So when I met him and the way he embraced me, I'm
Yeah.
like, this is the reason why I like your music. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So going back to you, if you met a Cam or a Jay, would you be like, damn, I'm meeting somebody, one of my idols too? Or how would you look at it?
Kind of, but not really, because I'm a different type of dude, yo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want nobody. I don't want
He
anybody.
just threw shade on me, y'all. But anyway, like,
No, I don't mean it like that.
Nah, it's
but I
cool,
mean,
it's
like,
cool.
I don't like nobody feeling like they sonning me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like nobody. Like, I'm not about to fan out for nobody. Like, I just
Hey,
I don't do that. Like, I can respect
it
you.
was more so like a natural conversation.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
what I'm
but
saying?
that's cool. I'm not against that, because I have had those moments with plenty
Yeah.
of people. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
facts.
But I look at those people who I like. I'm gonna tell you why in a second why I like these MCs.
Right.
But I look at them and I'm thinking to myself, nigga, I'm gonna be where you at. And I want you to respect me. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
fact,
I want
fact.
you to see where I'm going.
Yeah,
So,
fact.
like, I'm also I pay attention to some of the stuff that they do. Like, I like them all for different reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
But I would hate that if I got into a conversation and I expected it to be a certain way and it wasn't, it would let me
Yeah.
down. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I feel
like,
that.
I thought you was going, you know what I'm
So
saying?
now you got to really smoke them on the song.
Exactly.
like that's how you got to hold it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's one of your people,
Yeah.
and it's like you meet them, it's like, it
Yeah.
wasn't like that. I'm gonna do a song with you, and then goddamn,
Yeah.
my verse gonna be way better.
Yeah.
That's how you do that.
Indeed. So I just play it cool. I just be, I be Mizzo. I be in the cut. You know,
That's
I'm tucked, you know.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. You went on tour with Grand Hustle?
I didn't be on tour on Grand Hustle. I did
You performed?
at the Velvet Room. I did Tip's source cover release. I did that
that's-
joint.
So, how many shows was it? Was it just one show? Or?
I did a lot of them Hustle and Flow shows.
Okay,
yo.
cool. So
like, I was a mainstay on that for at least
Okay.
a good year, maybe a year and some change. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's part of the resume right there.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
and I really thought that was gonna go somewhere, because at the time a lot of people was popping from that, but it didn't go anywhere. But it was a learning experience. Going back to what you was talking about, like, with the failure things, it wasn't really a failure because I built up a lot of relationships, people who I'm cool with to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. With the evolution of music, like constantly growing and stuff like that with the Atlanta scene, like, how do you feel like your music is evolving while the city that you're in is evolving too?
I think that,
Or do you feel like, let me rephrase that, do you feel like with how fast music is moving, do you feel like you have to drop consistently or fast because of like the way that people are consuming the music now?
yes and no. I think that you can kind of move at your own pace, but you got to be prepared for the results that's going to bring. You know what I'm saying? I do believe in quality over quantity, but if you're able to do quality and quantity, do it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? I see everyone, not just in Atlanta, but across the industry nowadays, they have different strategies on how they're releasing music nowadays, and that's cool. But one of the consistent things that I see is everybody trying to like chase a viral moment. And I would challenge every artist to think about it like this. If you consistently put out music and you are taking the stairs versus putting it in the microwave, trying to come up with a TikTok something or whatever the case may be, you'll have a better chance of having a solid foundation where people can refer back to the records that you put out in the past versus that one record. Now you popping and you getting booked to go to the club and people are going to the club, but they was already going to the club before they knew you was getting booked.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, once that record fades, then what? Versus you took the stairs, you putting out records consistently, and you're building up a following. You putting on your own shows, whatever the case may be. You might start off with 20, then you build it up to 40, etc., 60, 80. You know what I'm saying? I think that builds more of a career, and you can sell and leverage your audience that way. So
facts. The music industry is notorious for like trickery, people say sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And especially when it comes down to like signing and different things of that nature. You've educated yourself on publishing and the business side too. A lot of people haven't. Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Have you ever felt pressure to sign like a bad deal or anything like that? Or have you ever been in a situation where you felt like, bro, if I sign this, I can get further, and then once this is done, I can do my thing? Or how do you even feel about people signing bad deals just to get where they're going?
I'm a little mixed because I think that even if you sign a deal, the work doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a million artists who have deals who we never heard of. I know people who got publishing deals, $120,000 checks, and they broke. You know what I'm saying? Don't got no groceries in the refrigerator. So like, do
you feel like? I'm gonna let you keep going. But do you feel like that's bad money management though? Because if a nigga give you a check for 120, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a hustler, you won't really be broke. How I'm looking at it. If somebody just says, "Here you go, this 120 right here, boom."
No, indeed. If you can't manage $1,000, then how you expect to manage 120 bands if you get it? So like, and if you don't have no get up and go, no hustle about yourself, and you just relying on the talent and hoping that somebody put you on, then you gonna get fucked in this game.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But I heard Irv Gotti say this a long time ago. Yo, get hot, get popping. You know what I'm saying? You signed a deal that's messed up. Okay, I signed this messed up deal. I'm hot, I'm popping. Go into the office, rip that shit up. New deal. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
New deal. I'm hot.
Yeah,
you want to keep me, right? You know what I'm saying? So it sounds easy the way that I said it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
it ain't that easy.
But I think you understand where I'm going with it. Like, because I think a lot of artists, they think, okay, I'm gonna get a record deal, or I'm gonna get any type of support from anybody who's gonna invest money into me, and I'm just gonna sit back. Nah, yo, like most people want to come and join forces with you or team up with you when they see that you got some motion going for yourself. Why am I going to put money into you? You ain't even putting money into yourself.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't even making money off of what you doing, and how I'm going to get my money back.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Facts. So the internet has leveled the playing field, but it also has made the bar of entry for everybody to do it more. So my competition, your competition, is the nigga who went to Best Buy, got a Mac computer. Yo, he's in the game. He's in the game. Facts. You know what I'm saying? $30 a month, distro kid, yo, he's out of here. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I think that there's still people like yourself, myself, who understand what I'm talking about, and we're going to get there because there's room for everybody. Yeah. Like, just going off you, I listened to your project twice. You know what I'm saying? Over the course of like 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Thank you.
Bumped it, was sending you messages about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a hater at all. If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you I don't like it.
We need more people like you, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a hater.
There's a lot of hating ass niggas out here.
Not hating it, because there's room for everybody. You win, I win. Okay, I know he's doing it. I'm next. You see what I'm saying?
Facts. That's
how I operate. I don't hate on nobody, even if I don't like the music, but I see somebody having success. I salute you, yo.
Kudos.
Because I know
You know
how
what I'm
hard
saying?
it is. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Keep going.
Facts.
So,
Facts. All right, look, I'm gonna ask you this though. I forgot to ask you this in the last question though. When you look at the game, because me and you kind of been around the same time. When you look at the game now, everybody's talking about the streaming shit and all of that stuff like that. How do you view that? Because I saw a post, Beat King, rest in peace to Beat King. His manager just posted the other day. He got 19 million streams, right? But it was only a $300 check.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit, bro.
No, it definitely is.
Like, so how do you view this streaming shit?
So the streaming thing is messed up. You're getting like,
especially for artists like that pass too. Like, come on, bro. 19 million, you get 300.
The streaming thing doesn't messed up. I don't really understand how they're equating a lot of it, but I have learned through my years how to get money in other ways. I get a check from my PRO every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Since I put out my first album, I still get a check. You know what I'm saying? So streaming might be messed up in the streams to how much you get paid doesn't really make sense, right?
Thanks.
The money's going somewhere.
For sure.
But if you have your business set up and you know how to leverage your audience, you can still make money from music. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you selling merch? Are you doing shows and selling hard tickets? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a record company? Do you have a publishing company set up with your songs registered? You know what I'm saying? Did you negotiate a minimum statutory rate per song for your own company? You know what I'm saying? It's 9.1 cents. So if you own the company, nigga, you get the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? So like a lot of people don't know that type of shit. Are you leveraging the different things that they have online for you to collect all your earnings and things like that? Because there's different services you can instill that are good. But I think it comes down to not just, in my opinion, picking up a mic, recording and putting a record out and hoping that you get hot. It don't work like that.
It don't work like that.
Do the business first.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
A lot of niggas who do this shit don't even own their name.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you operating in commerce, you trying to make money, and you don't even own your name, homie. You see what I'm saying? If you look up Ludacris right now on USPTO.gov, it says Chris Bridges. He own it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's very important.
Facts.
I heard, I think it was 50. It was 50. He said this years ago before he signed with, no, it was after he signed when he got that $1 million check from Eminem. He went and he trademarked G-Unit. That whole time he didn't have a trademark. He went and trademarked it. You see what I'm saying? So like his business sense and where he saw his brand going was more important to him. So that check he reinvested. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't he did a worldwide trademark. Facts. He didn't do just a city. Yeah, just for in the US. You know what I'm saying? So like Facts. That type of shit, I'm grateful. My stage name is my real name. I own it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you own your name.
You know
Imagine
what I'm saying?
Nigga try to trademark your shit.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but I think that shit is important, yo.
For
like,
sure.
And that's the things that a lot of people in the game nowadays, they don't understand.
For sure.
So, you know.
For sure. This segment of the show is Vibing with Vito shout outs. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been in the game for a minute, you know what I'm saying? So the floor is yours. You can shout out whoever you decide to.
Well, I just want to show love to the whole Sky Life Club, everybody part of the Sky Life Club, and my family and my wife.
For sure. I got a question for you before we get up out of here, man. Like what can we expect 2025? You know what I'm saying? What can we expect from you? You know what I'm saying? Project wise, song wise, where you're performing at, different things of that nature.
All right, so 2025 is a year of me doing a lot of my own concerts. I did one in February 22nd, sold out.
Congrats.
Thank you. I have another one coming up May 3rd at the Limelight Theater. Myself and the Skylight Clubs will be there.
We'll come to support too.
Yeah, absolutely. Red carpet
and
event.
we'll buy tickets too.
Yeah, I appreciate
you know
that.
What I'm saying? For sure.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a dope event. I just released a new record on Friday called "I Want Your Body." It's doing pretty well. More records coming out. My DJ Uptown, he's gonna do like an R&B DJ Uptown event.
Shout out to
coming
Uptown.
up in the spring
over there.
Yeah, Uptown. Tara Monique, R&B artist, will do something for her coming up, and then we plan on doing some shows in Boston, Then going towards the fall into summer probably, we'll do another Mike Mongo concert.
That's hard. That's hard, man. Thank you for coming to vibe with me, bro.
I appreciate you,
Real
man.
shit.
I'll be back.
I like the drip though.
Yo, I appreciate it. Yeah,
can we talk about the drip, nigga? Like niggas don't even see the Timbs and shit.
Leopard is my thing. Don't be trying to bite. Leopard is shout out to my stylist, Rhonda.
Hey man, look, you know, if they copy
Leopard's
you
my
doing
thing,
right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Gotta
sure.
do the Leopard.
Tell people where they can find you, big dog.
Yeah, so you can find me everywhere at Mizzo is legit. That's MIZZOIS legit. Mizzo is legit. I'm everywhere underneath that name. I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you. Real nigga shit. So
Yeah,
part
indeed.
2, we'll do a part 2.
Indeed. I'll be back.
For sure. Hey, this episode is sponsored by Purpose Over Popularity Clothing. We just got the merch in for the podcast, so y'all tap into as well. You already know the slogan, we vibrating higher. Thank you for coming to vibe with me.
Thank you.
Let's get these subscribers up and we gone.
Peace.